So anyway, so we're going to, oh dear, I just run over my thing, my wire. Okay, so hopefully, can you see that wire? No, cool. Okay, not now. Cool. So what we're going to do is we are going to make this. Now this is a prototype, so this isn't like a finished article, but we're going to make something like this. Now this is made out of one file folder with the stuff that's left from it is when you've made this and the tag, and that's all that you're left with. Now obviously I could make something with that, so but these bits are the offcuts, and that's all you've got left. So I thought it was quite an economic way. Oh, just found the things that fall in the bin are quite interesting. There's a cloth in the bin. There's my bird box in the bin. My box of birds. This box of birds. It's fallen in because I put everything on the side of the bin when I've got nowhere to put it. So anyway, so we're going to make this today. Okay, now I realise it's a bit rough, but like this was literally, I made this in 20 minutes prior to this video. Just like, let's make it. And I made you a prototype, so that's how my brain works. So, so we're going to make this, and we're going to make it out of a file folder. So we could make it out of the red one, but we won't, because we could make it out of the blue one. So, how are you going to make it? Well, that's an interesting point, because I don't really know either. So, what you need to do is you need to cut open these gussets at this side, and that's just so that it lies flat. Because what you'll find is even if you take the gusset out. So if you turn the gusset out on itself, it doesn't really lie flat. It doesn't, see how it like bows? Anyway, so I found just cutting it just makes it easier. Yeah, so cut those bits down, and then what you want to do is you want to cut this edge to be straight. And that's, you only want to cut that little bit off. Now, you don't want to go over the top, so like literally where the chamfered bit is, open the whole thing up down. You want to cut that chamfered edge, or whatever you call it, off, and then so you're going to cut this whole bit straight, and you're going to cut this rounded bit off, and that's literally all you're going to cut off. Yeah, so to cut that bit off. Oh, might need to go over it again. I think I need a new blade. I do have some, but goodness only knows where I put them in the grand tidy up. And then flip it around and do the same again. So again, just cutting this bit off where the diagonally bit. So make sure that's there. Cut that bit off. There we go. Oh dear. Now you knew that was going to happen, didn't you? Let's try that again, Dave. Take two. Just line it up again. Yeah, definitely need a new blade on this. So there we go. Get that off. Okay, right. Okay, so that's some of your waste. So get rid of that. And then what we need to do is we need to decide how high we want this to be. So this will be the kind of openy bit. So what we need to do now is decide how high we want it. Now this one I did it's 6 this way and 9 this way. I thought proportionately that looked better. Don't worry about any of the writing stuff. I realise with this you can see it, but the idea is to put some panels, put some decorative panels on it, and you won't see those things. And also it adds to that, you know, that kind of utilitarian aspect. I was having a Granville moment then, so I couldn't get my words out. Of, you know, that kind of like, you know, you're using something up. So Okay, so again, so you're going to go 9 this way now. Hopefully it's cut this time. Oh, it has. There we go. I'm going to move this out of the way for now. For now. Okay, so if you look at this now, you can see the basics are already here. So you've already got one of the folds, which is that one there. So that fold is this one. You've already got on a file folder. You've already got some lines already pre-marked for you. So that is roughly 1/2 inch. I think it's actually in centimetres. So there you go. So it's a centimetre. So we can fold on that line. So that gives us one of our gussets. Fold it. Oh, hello, come on. So we can fold on that line, and where's my bone folder of excellence? It's not my bone folder. Oh, it's there. That's good job. Brian's here because he could see it from his desk, and I couldn't see it, and it was actually on my desk. So there you go. So we've got one of the spines. So just in case anybody thought I was spineless, actually I've got 2. So so then what we're going to do is we're going to, so this is our spine, so like these 2 creases here. So from here we want to measure 6, and we need to put another fold in somewhere along here. So what we need is this, a scoreboard. So 2-1. Oh no, that's not it's not this kind of not that kind of a scoreboard. So we put this second. So you've got this first crease, and you've got this second crease, and you put this first crease. The second crease up against this edge. If you have a scoreboard, if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just draw a line and fold on it. And if you're going to fold on it, fold it against a ruler. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So we want to score a line at 6. Sorry, just being a perfectionist now. So we want to score a line at 6, and then we want to score a line at 6.5. And I realise it's not quite. This is not quite 1/2 inch, but what you'll find is because it's going to wrap around something, you might want it a little bit bigger. So it's okay to have a centimetre here and 1/2 inch here. Now, if you've got an older style file folder, you might find that is actually 1/2 inch, and then what I would suggest is you just go 1/8 over. But no, we're not going to, so, because I know that is 1/2 centimetre. Now that makes sense in my head, and if it doesn't make sense to you, you'll have to let me know, because I can't help you otherwise. So fold that bit over and put your crease in, and then do the same with the next fold. So you're just going to have to fiddle with it a little bit. And then put your next fold in. So just do that. Let's do that. Okay, and then what you'll find is that you will have, with your spines in place, you can just cut this line off, and then that's your wrap around. So that's this bit. So your proportions might vary depending on the age of your folder, because if your folder's an older one, then it will be measured in. I know what I'm talking about in my head. I just can't tell you. If you've got an older folder, then it'll be probably measured in inches. Or if you have, if you live in anywhere other than the UK, it might, anywhere across the pond, it might be done in inches. I don't know what's the standard measurements in Australia. I don't know. So is Australia Imperial or metric, I don't know. So instead of actually cutting on this fold, I'm going to cut just away from it. So the fold is this side of my cut line, and that's just so that I can cut that off, because it's quite, you know, typical of a fold. It's gone a bit fluffy over time. So if you, like I was having problems trying to cut across, so what I did was I just pierced it and did it like this, because otherwise what you do is you tend to drag this edge. So that's our file folder. So we've got enough space that it wraps around, but also so that, you know, if you fill it up, it's not going to bulge. Okay, so that's that bit. And then what we're going to do is, oh no, you've just put that back, Dave, when you need it. So what we've got now is we've got this piece that we cut off the top and bottom, and we've got this piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to make this little tuck in here. We're going to make this out of this, so it's 2.5 inches in width. Measure it to 2.5 and do that. Yeah, so that's going to be our inner pocket on here. Yeah, then we're going to put 2 pockets. That's this one and this one, so you can't, I know it's really hard to tell, but there's a pocket here and there's a pocket here. That's because it's not decorated, so you're seeing red against red, which is not easy to see. So just move that out of the way for now. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take this, okay, and we're going to line this up. So instead of it being, although we know that this space is 6 between this line and this line, what we don't want to do is create a pocket that is exactly 6. So what I would suggest is you go, what are we on? Yeah, 5 3/4 inches, and then you'll see what I mean when I lay it on top. It will sit nicely just inside those lines, which means that it's not gonna, you know, that it's not going to impede the fold. Impede? Is that right? Okay. Not centipede. Impede. Okay, and then we're going to take the next short one, I believe, is it? Yeah. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create the secondary pocket. Now, I realise it's got a fold in it, but don't worry. Remember, we want that kind of a, like, ooh, it's a bit of a utilitarian look. Okay. So, I'm just thinking, is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay. So, we want to go, again, just under 6, so we're doing 5 and, is that 5 3/4? No, 5 7/8 actually is. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I do a lot of things in inches, but I don't actually remember how to say it. What you want to do is you want to make a shallower pocket because you want them staggered. So if we know that this is 4 inches, so I would suggest that you have it about there, which is 2.5. Okay, so we're going to have this and this as your inner pockets. This and this is your inner pockets. This is your side pocket. We're going to put another pocket on the back, which means that we take this, we go to that same line again. Okay, cut that bit off. Okay, so that's our back pocket. Okay, so that's for the back of here. So it's going to go on the back of there. So that's, sorry, that's on there. You can't really tell, but like there is one there. Okay, so that's our back pocket. Then we've got these little bits, okay, which we can make into various tucky things. Okay, so let's cut this bit down and make it. Let's cut that that fold off. Yep. And that bit can go, we'll cut it down slightly this way. So if we know it's 9, we want it down to, I don't know, 8 1/4, I guess. So that's another bit of waste that we don't need. So, sorry, that can go then as a little tucky thing in that pocket. Hopefully this is all making sense. I'll kind of hopefully put it together in a minute. Hopefully, there's a lot of hopefullys involved in this. And all I'm going to do is, I'm not really measuring it. All I'm doing is taking this fold off again. Okay, so that's coming off, and that'll make our little tag. Okay, and then we've got this other bit, which, you know, I'm sure we could do something with. I'm thinking maybe I could use that piece from my last one. So I've got a bit of a thing here, haven't I? Or I could make a little pocket for there. So the proportions of this file was slightly different to the other one, so our waist is slightly different. So how wide is this? Oh, it didn't care, did we? So it doesn't matter. So I'll make it there. Cut that bit down. That can be a little pocket on the front of our tag. Yes, and then we might have that on there, which can be a pocket somewhere else. Okay, so basically, from this particular file, so you get similar sort of things, although it'll be slightly different because of how your file is made, whether it's an imperial or a metric one. So, but this is basically what was left. So this is what we didn't use. So that's too big a piece for me to throw away. So I'm going to keep that. And now we can put it together. Hopefully this has made sense to you. Okay. So I'm going to turn this into a tag. So how steep do I want that? Yeah, no, like that. So I'm going to have that there. I'll cut that bit off. And then flip that over and cut that bit off. So cut this bit off there. Okay, so then we've got our tag shape. Yep. Oh no, I've got to throw some more away. These bits. They're too small though to be turned into anything. So I'm going to have this on here. Okay, and I might just round the bottom edges if I can find, or maybe not. Oh, it's up there. Okay. Cut these down so we've got rounded little corners at the bottom of the pocket, just to make it a little bit more fun. Oh, that's not quite right, Dave. You didn't quite catch that edge properly. Can't even see what I'm doing now. Just bear with me while I get my head in the way and just... There we go, that's better. Oh, that looks like an actual pocket, like on a pair of jeans. So that's our pocket for our tag. This is our inner pocket, so that's going to go here. And I'm going to cut a divot out with my circle punch and find roughly the middle. So we know it's 9 inches tall. So if I just put that on there. Line this up against there and say that's we know that 4.5 is half of 9, so we'll line that up there and we do that, and that's our divot. And then we're going to do let's do all of our divots now. So we know that that's just short of 6. So what I do is, because I know it's just short of 6, is I kind of just put that in the middle of 0 and 6. So I know that there's like one of these lines, whatever that is, a 1/16 of an inch, I think. And then say that's the middle, because that's 3. How big a divot do I want? About there. So, just as a bit of a tip as well. So if I'm trying to get the same, do the same depth of divot, okay, what I'm doing is you see where there's these lines here where the bottom used to be on this, so it used to have like a drawer that stopped all the things falling out. So I just line it up with the end of the paper, so that I then know that the divot will be the same depth. And then I use the other divot to kind of line that up, and I say that's the edge of there with the edge of there, and that's about the middle of that. And put that in. So there's my two pockets here, and then I'm going to do the back one. So again, I can use this. I'll put it that way around though. Hopefully does this make sense? Brian thinks it makes sense, which doesn't mean anything, so you're welcome. So there you go, that's my one for my back. Right, I've got some waste. I'm really sorry, you're going to have to throw these away, or you might find something to do with them, but that's up to you. Okay, so that's our two pockets for here. That's our pocket for the back. That's this one. Okay, so now we need to, the thing that I didn't do on the previous one is decorate it, so that I would suggest that you put the back pages of these in first before you start covering the whole thing on. So I'm going to use some pages out of here, which is just a planting book. This is like I've picked some pages at random, and I'm just going to slice them out, or take my finger off, one of the two. So because it's a cutting up book, I'm not being delicate about it. So I think I'm going to have that one on there, and I'm going to have that one on here. So what I want to do is I kind of want to cut it down so that it looks like it goes all the way behind this page. This pocket, but not completely. So it's going to go to about there, which is about... Wow, this is not an accurate measurement. Just putting a line in it, but then I can cut it down and make it more accurate. So we're going to put a line in. Sorry, we've got a line in there, so we're going to cut it down at about that. At about there. It can go a bit further under the pocket. We're not that worried about it. So cut that bit off. And just live there for a second. It's all getting a bit cluttered on this desk, which, you know, when I'm crafting, this is what happens. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down a little bit. So we need to take a little bit off, which is it's never a measurement, is it? A little bit. What have we got to take off? Half a centimetre. Well, we want it to be a bit bigger than that, so 3/4 of a centimetre either side. And of course, this is in inches, so that's never going to help me. So my cutter is only in inches, which is a bit of a pain sometimes. I do have another one that's only in centimetres, so I could do with one that is in both, couldn't I? Really? So if I say let's take half an inch off either end. So where's my half an inch line? Blah. That's half an inch. That seems an awful lot. No, it's fine. Half an inch. No, half an inch. Yes. I'm not sure that that's right. So sorry, I'm just going to double check. Yeah, I'm going to cut it. So I've got these black lines, and I think I'm going to cut it to. So I'm not going to cut a particular measurement off. I'm going to cut it so that you can still see the black line, but not all of it. But not have such a big border around it. So probably doesn't make any sense to you, because it's, to be fair, it's not making any sense to me. And then I'm going to cut a similar amount off, which was, how big was that? So it was 1/4 of an inch that I've cut off. So that's there. So let's make that a little bit bigger, because the footer is slightly bigger. There we go, to about there. And then I'm going to round this edge off. So that's the bit that you'll see. I'm not worried about this edge, because that'll be under the pocket. So cut that bit off. And then cut that bit off. Got these nice rounded bits now. And that can go on there. That's about right. That's cool. So it's actually worked out, which is always nice. When you're under pressure to get it right, it's always nice if it goes right. I now need a glue book, so just bear with me a moment while I... Oh, Brian's kindly passed it. Thanks! Kindly passed me his sticky glue book, which I just put my finger in. Buy a glue book, by the way. It just means an old magazine that you're not going to use for anything else, so you don't mind it getting sticky. I know lots of people use book pages and then use them for like a substrate, but I don't often have the book pages I have nearby are the ones that I use for stuff. Brian's not helping me with the words today. It's just giving me the words that I would normally use myself. Stuff. Things. So I'm going to stick this in here. I'll find where my crease is. There it is. I'll pop that in there. These loyalty cards, they come in so useful for everything, don't they? And then I'm going to put this on here. And I'm going to put something on here. I'm not going to put that on it, though. Let's see what else we've got in here. In here. In here. 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 So I'm going to put this on here. So again, I can't remember what I cut that down to roughly. That's 8 3/4 inches. So again, I'm going to cut this down, cut a bit off the top. Just get that square edge on. Just I'm going to cut a little bit off. And I'll use that square edge to cut that. I'm just cutting the page down for a minute so it's easier for me to handle. Take all that rough edge off. So, we want to make this 8 3/4 inches. So we do it down to there. Is that right? Yes, it is. Cut it off. Yeah, you can tell. This is how you can tell you need a new blade, when you start to get this kind of fuzzy edge. So, oh well, it'll serve me for now. How wide is this? So this is 2.5. So we want it to be 2 3/4. And then we've got that same 1/4 inch border. So we're going to cut it down to... Is that right? No, that's too big, Dave. It's 2 1/4, you Burke. Trying to think of something I could say out loud that wasn't too offensive. You uber moose. Yes, that's right. Thanks, Brian. So this time I'm going to take all 4. See, that'll go on there. Yeah, so I'm going to take all 4 corners off. So I'm going to go like that. Like that. Get that in there, go in. There we go, it's turned into an opera. There. No idea why. Sorry, Brian. Can't help you with that. Okay, so that's on there. Not terribly happy about that rough edge, so I'm just going to see if I can just shave a smidgen, technical term, smidgen off the top to take the fluff off. Yeah, there we go, that's better. Leave that out of the way. So I'm going to put this on here, but obviously then I've got to allow for the divot. So crash. So I'm going to put this on here. Really, I should have perhaps stuck it down first, but never mind. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll put that kind of where it's going to go. Okay, to make it easier for me, I'm just going to put a smidge of glue there, and a smidge of glue there, and then I can always peel that bit off. If you try and put all of the glue on it, you won't be able to peel it off again. Just to make it easier for me. Put that down like that, and then I can flip it over. And I can line it up. Sorry, I'm trying to do it so you can see, but also so I can see. It's very selfish of me, isn't it? There we go. That's kind of what I wanted, so that means I can now peel that off properly. Peel that off. There we go. And then stick it down properly. Where's my glue book gone? What's that? Oh, yeah, it's there. 2 minutes out of my sight and I've lost it. So, I lost it a long time ago, to be fair. So, have you lost the plot? I know I never had it. I wasn't allowed to have the plot. I don't even have my lines, let alone the plot. Take that up, put the glue out of the way, move the glue book out of the way, stick this down on here. And now we know that this has to now line up with that. So, bit of glue on there. That goes on there. There we go. Got very sticky fingers now. That on there. I'll put that on there. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's try and make some space. Excuse me while I have a sip of tea. Excuse me while I just wipe the drips off my moustache, so when I don't lean forward it doesn't all drip all over the page. And we can stick this down now. So I'm going to use some 3-in-1 glue because you get a nice bond with it. Although it does take you 3 days for it to come out, so give it a wiggle. The sugar bell shake, remember. Okay, so don't glue this edge because otherwise it won't be a pocket. I'm going to glue down here. I know that you probably know that. I'm just, reminding you because I've done it. Trust me, it's happened. I've been like, no, glued the wrong bit. You have a divot as a faux divot because like the pocket ends up being on the other side and the divot is there, and it's very misleading. So I'm going to line it almost up to this edge, but I do like that slight step, and I'll show you in a second because I know that you probably can't see what I'm talking about. I'm going to line that up like that. Now if you want to butt it right up to that edge, you absolutely can. It is your file folder, but what I like is I like just that tiny bit of a step there. It makes somebody realise that you've actually put some work into making this. Okay, so I think I'm going to have this on this page. So what I'm first going to do is I'm just going to cut all the white edges off it because I think it'll still be the right size when I do. So cut that bit down and I flip it round. Cut this the white border off. I'm not going to do the top and bottom because I need to know how long I need it. So I know it's 8 and no, I don't know what it is because I've forgotten. 8 1/4, I think. No, 8 3/4. 8 1/4. 8 3/4. Don't know. I can't remember. It was like seconds ago. 8 3/4. Sorry, my glue is dribbling now. Just take the blob of goo off the and then rub it in. So we want to make this. What bit do we want to cut off? So I'm quite happy to lose. You're not going to see all of this because it's going to be behind anyway, so you could in theory cut a lot more off. So let's see where's this going to come to. So I could cut along this, so if I cut under this, finish the job. So this is all kind of guesstimation work. It's not, I'm not doing anything terribly accurate. And if you like to work with accuracy, then knock yourself out. Because you're not going to find it here. Accuracy? No. Don't be daft. Right, I know that this is 6 inches, so I need it to be 5 3/8 wide in total. So if I take, how wide is it now? It's currently 6. So if I take 1/8 of an inch, no, 2/8 of an inch off this side. No, what am I doing? Yeah, 1/8 of an inch off this side. Is that right? I don't know. And 1/8 of an inch off this side. It should be the right sort of size to go on there. Is that right? No, we want it to be a bit smaller than that, Dave. Take another. See, this is what you get for winging something. But you know what? You'll be able to do it perfectly because I'll have done the test bedding for you. So, you're welcome. Let's just take that tiny that's torn it, literally torn it. Oh well. It all adds to the appeal, doesn't it? Get off me. Get off me! It's all about the craft. There we go. You know what the solution is? Don't use my trimmer. Everything will be fine. So I'm gonna have this here. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Okay, so I want to round these corners off. With a corner rounder. So you all have to like keep an eye on where that goes, because I'm clearly not very good at doing it. Take that corner off. And then take this corner off. And I'm not going to worry about the other corners, because, like, again, it will be like this was. It'll be buried under a pocket. You're not going to see it. It's just something you don't need to worry about. So that can go on there. Yep. Get your glue book out again. Maybe turn a page, because I'm very good at creating a big blob of glue. Where that glue came from, because that's all over my hand. So put this all the way around the edge. I like to make sure that the edge is stuck first, and that's why I end up with big globules, because it just kind of slices it off. I think that's all of it. Put this on. Oh, hello. It's on here. So it's got a similar sort of border to this. Then we can do our pockets. Okay, so where's the bottom of this? So we could do... Could we get that out of one page? Possibly. We want it out of the... No, let's do this, the back of here, then that's fine. Yeah, let's take... Sticky! What is the overhang on there? That would be a centimetre, wouldn't it? Take an inch off that edge. It's all enclosing in on me now. The walls are coming in. Blue. Is that too small? No, that's right. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of talking to myself. It's basically how I live my life, is talking to myself, so... You know, the best thing is, if you talk to yourself, you usually get the right answer. And if you don't, you start arguing with yourself, then it's all gone wrong, and maybe you shouldn't be on your own anymore. Nope. So I'm going to put that on there. Oh well, that was useless, Dave. You didn't actually cut it down enough. Oh well, let's do it with a ruler and this, a scalpel. Is that right? Yeah, be right. So it's always hopeful, isn't it, when like somebody says, "Yeah, be right, be right." So will you be able to see any of that? No, I want to move it a bit up. So I think I'm going to lose. It's the image that I'm looking at rather than. Yeah, I want to see more of this image. So I'm going to lose that bit. I'm going to cut on those lines there. Goodness only knows how long I've been doing this for, but like 48 minutes. All right, okay. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to finish this, so it might be a bit longer than an hour. So, because then I can upload it to my YouTube channel in its entirety rather than have a part 2. Again, I'm doing this. That roughly. This is one's easier to hold, so I don't think I'll need the glue. But having said that, no, that's fine. I can do that. Just line that same divot back up again. If you take a little bit of the cardboard off as well, it's not up the end of the world. Oh, you might have to take a bit of the cardboard off because that paper is not cutting on its own. So pop that on there, yeah, that'll do. And then I can round these corners off as well. There and there. So I will then stick that to there. Yes, that's fine. With the glue. You okay, Brian?
I am.
Okay. Oh, no, that edge is not glued. There we go. Oh, and that edge is not glued. So, you know what? You can see it when the light catches it, and you can see where you've missed the glue. So that's how you can tell. So I'm going to put this one on here, and again line it up with this divot because we know the divot is in the right place now. So there, so there, so there, and then we're gonna stick that down. Yeah, that can go there, and then we need the pocket, and we need another thing on the pocket. So what should we have on the pocket? Lucy, Lucy, Locket. Something my dad would have said, Lucy, Lucy, something about Lucy, Lucy, Locket. Don't even know who Lucy, Lucy, Locket was, but he used to call my sister that. So, what should we do? Should we have, maybe have something like this on it? And put that, kind of want to centre it so it's about there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that and cut round it, I think, and then I can cut the bits off that I need. Don't do this at home. It's only because I'm a confident blade cutter. Although a confident blade cutter have got it in the wrong place. Let's do that. Do it like that, Dave. Okay. No, you're still wonky. There we go. I'm sorry, I went quiet then. So cut that bit off, turn it, cut that bit off. It's only because I've placed it and I kind of want that kind of picture, so I'm cutting around this and then I can cut it down from there. Hopefully it'll make sense when I do it, if it hasn't made sense already. So that now we've got this little panel, which should, when placed on here, give me the kind of thing that I want it to do, which is that. So now I've just got to cut it down by. Oh, I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna do it like this. Because I'm not happy about how that trimmer's cutting at the minute, so I'll do it like this. I don't think that was straight. Okay, do that. That looking about the right height. Yeah. And I want that. Is that going to be in the middle-ish? The middle-ish? That's about the middle-ish. Oh yeah, cool. So we're just going to cut this edge off. I'm going to cut it down to about there. Put that on there. Does that look right? Have a tad more off it, I think. I don't even know whether it's square. Is it square? Yeah, square. It's square. It's fine. Tad more off there. Put that on there. That's kind of, yeah, that'll be fine. That'll good. Okay, cool. Again, I'm going to just a tiny tad, a tiny. Which way up was I doing it? That way, wasn't I? This is what you get for winging craft. And I'm going to take more of the, so I don't like squish it. I'm going to take a bit more of the cardboard off again this time. So it doesn't bend the edge. Yeah, that'll do. We'll stick that down. Glue book. Somewhere. Oh, that's it. That's everything just fallen in the bin. So, I mean, that's a bit of a tip. If you want something just to stay there for the time being, just put a tiny dab of glue. This kind of glue. Don't use the quick drying, the liquid glue, because that will literally just cause you a whole load of problems. You won't be able to get it back off again. But it's just a good way just to have that temporary fix while you cut a divot out or whatever it is that you're doing, trying to put a fold in something so it marries up. It's just a little idea to try and make your life a bit easier, I guess. It did move a bit. Oh well. Not terribly worried. When you say you're not terribly worried, but you're not happy about the length of it. I'm going to cut a bit of that off. No, Dave, if you try and do it like that, it's all going to go horribly wrong. You're just going to have to have a sticky ruler. Right, when you're cutting anything that's been glued, be careful because it's now wet and it's more prone to tearing. And you'll be more prone to tearing if it goes horribly wrong, won't you? So, you know what the problem is? You know what I found the problem in my life is? I think I'm funny. And thereby lies the problem. Because I do. The rest of you not so much. Oh, that is wonky. Wonky. Little wonky. On your dusty folder. Let's try and get that straight, Dave. It's a vain attempt at trying to be a little bit straighter. Yeah, that's better. That was terrible before, wasn't it? So I couldn't have left that. That would have, driven me insane slightly. More so than I already am. On there, stick that to there. Oh yes, I like that. Put a sticky edge down it. Should have put the lid on your glue, Dave. Oh no, luckily it hasn't dried up, so it's just going to be a pain getting it out. So with this glue, I would suggest that you do put the lid back on it as soon as you can, because what it does is it will get thicker over time the more it kind of dries up in the bottle, so then it becomes harder to squeeze. There we go. That one's there, that one's there. Put that on there. That's not very straight again. You're not doing very well with that pocket, Dave. Yeah, that'll do on there. So we're going to put this pocket. Oh, just line that back up again. Put this line on here. I love that sense of achievement, you know, when you've used just one file folder and yet you've created something that looks nothing like a file folder. That's what I enjoy about doing stuff like this. Again, I've got that little step at the bottom because I like that. If you want to butt it up, then butt it up, that's fine. We need a panel down here, so shall we use this? It's not quite big enough. Not quite big enough. Oh, it's all... This was stuck to the glue book, so... Let's find a page that you really like. I like that page. He's got less pressures about cutting things out of that book now. Let's just tear it out. Okay, I like that page because it's got this bit on. So I'm going to cut it down. What have I said about this glue? What have I just said about this glue? Put the blooming lid back on it. So let's cut. Oh, that's a bit of gluey paper to peel that off. Move that out of the way. Try not to cut yourself into smithereens with that blade, Dave. So 8 3/4, Dave. Stop measuring that because you know what it is. Yeah, so cut to about there. And then spin it round and cut to about there. Am I talking to myself now? Didn't know whether like people were still here or because I don't get to see your comments, so I can see your comments afterwards. But I can't. I'm not a multitasker, so I'm really sorry if you do say hello to me or you're, you know, asking questions or whatever. I'll answer them at the end. I just can't. Once my head is in one space, it has to stay in that space. If I start then looking at something else, it's really hard to get my head back. And that's, I don't know. I don't know whether that's to do with my autism or whether it's part of my dyslexia, but I can't do that. Well, yeah, no, because I don't believe in that kind of sexism thing. I am a bit of a. I don't believe that men can't multitask because I absolutely know some men that can. I just can't. So it's not because I'm a man. I think it's more to do with I am dyslexic, I am dyspraxic, and I have autism as well. So, I would say it was possibly about how my brain is wired. So. And that's why you won't hear me use sexist terms, because I hate things like, oh, it's man flu. Well, no, because otherwise if it was man flu, women wouldn't get it. And not all men gripe about having it. You know, they're just, if you've got the flu, to be fair, my sick leave, I've rarely used any of my sick leave, so it's not, so I don't complain about it, I just get on with it, so. But, you know, I wouldn't say something was a woman's task or a man's task or, you know. I'm very much a person of, hopefully, I'm a person of the future where, like, we stop worrying about male and female gender roles, because at the end of the day there's more than two genders. So like if you say that that's a man's job or a woman's job, then what do you do about people who don't identify as either? Can they not do any of it? There we go. I like that. Yep, that's going on there. I don't know whether that makes any sense to anybody, but, you know, I just don't like using gender terms or, you know, stereotyping. So when people say, oh, I don't want to, you know, I hate people that say that women should only do X, Y, and Z, and then they go and say that, you know, that's a man's job. Then, you know, don't hate people that say that. I just don't like, because you are then doing exactly the same thing, just with a different gender role. So, if any of that makes any sense, I don't know. Brian hopefully can tell me. He's my filter. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Right, okay. So, asking Brian for a prompt, and he wasn't even paying attention. So he went, yes, oh yes, it does make sense. Back in the room, Brian. So there we go. So that's what it looks like on the inside. And obviously you can decorate it with whatever you want to do, but I just thought it's a good way to use this up. And then I'm going to do something on the outside. Now the stuff I want on the outside, I want it to be a bit more flowery. So maybe something like that on the front. I don't know. Or maybe something like that on the back. Let's cut it out. Fingers out the way. Yeah. So let's say that on the back. Yeah, I like that on the back. Okay, so what shall I have on the front? I want it to be less texty, if you know what I mean. I should really use perhaps another photo or a digital or something. I could use a digital rather than using this book. Just, is there anything where it's, oh, pests, oh no, and disease. No, I don't really want it to look like that. Disorders. No. Okay. So let's decorate the back and then we'll go from there. Because otherwise this hour-long video will turn into a 9-hour video of me just trying to make my mind up. So I'm going to cut this off. I'll try and do that straight as well. So as I was cutting it, I was thinking, that's not straight, Dave. And then cut this edge off, and hopefully then I'll get a bit more of an idea of how much more needs to come off it. My favourite German word at the moment is manchmal, which is sometimes. So manchmal. So I just like the way it sounds, the way that you form it. So I'm all, you know, I've said this before, and Brian's told me originally, but like I have a little bit of echolalia, so like I will have to sound a word several times, and I like the way something sounds, I like the way that you form it in your mouth, etc. So I say it over and over. So I've been all day today, I've been saying manchmal. Sometimes I can say it, sometimes I don't know, sometimes I can say it better, sometimes I can say it better. Manchmal. So Brian made me laugh. He said, is that when, what did you say, is that when you wink at a man? Man smile. Yeah. So make a man smile. Oh, I've just realised I've just gone quiet, haven't I? So I'm enjoying the German. I'm enjoying learning German. I'm not. I can't. Oh, I think I said this right at the very start of the video, but that's the bit that I usually cut off when I put it on my YouTube channel, is I'm really enjoying it, but I can't necessarily say the words. I can't necessarily like just speak a sentence or whatever. If I had it to read, I would be able to say it. So I think I would be able to say it. But I can't necessarily just recall out of thin air, when somebody's like, it's a bit like that performing seal thing is, say this, say this, say this. I don't know. I can't remember how to say it. But put those words in front of me, and I can say them, and I will know what they mean. So I know so I have an understanding of it. Does that make sense? No.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. Thought Brian just went, nope. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? No. Oh. That was me thinking it did. So I think because I'm going to put a pocket in, I think in order to make it look... That's going to go on there. I just want to make it go in the... Yeah, I'm going to take that edge off the top. I'm just going to cut into this photo because you're not going to see all the way down to the bottom because of the pocket anyway. I'm going to put this on the back. And if you never see this folder ever again, it'll be because I've gone, oh, that's an ugly beast. So, never to be seen or heard of again. So I'm kind of like not sure at the minute. So it's not me. So it's not it's not something I would normally do. But maybe that's a good thing. So Brian will be honest with me afterwards. So. Don't want him to be honest now, because if he says he hates it, then I'll be less inclined to finish it. So, and you guys want to see it finished, so I'm just telling him, just in case, like, oh, I didn't round the corners off, did I? And bet this is not going to work now. Now it's all covered in glue. It's probably not the easiest thing to cut off. It's not even going in the thing. Oh, come on, it's not lining up properly. There we go. Oh, it did clip, and this one, please. Do this one, please. No. Keeps going underneath the blade, which is no good, so let's just... There we go. You know. We all make these mistakes, don't we? So they're not mistakes; they're just happy accidents. Yeah, we're like we always believe that. Yes, yeah. Brian's just said, "It's just a happy accident." He said as he screwed it up, and threw it in the bin. Yeah, that's another thing. Not on camera. That's not going to happen on camera. I want to cut down to about there, because that's a nice measurement, isn't it? About there. I'm going to use this because then I can get more of a square on it. Although I do have a thing here, which I could probably use. Get a better result than trying to do that. I don't use this very often, but when I do, it's usually quite good. So where is that line that I've just put? It's there. Never make this. Make it more square. Sorry if I've got my head in the way. Just trying to see that line. Oh, there we go. Do that. Do that. And just be careful, because I'm cutting it against a plastic blade, a plastic ruler, which I've told you all not to do. But like I say, do as I say, not as I do. So I'm just putting a bit of a line in, and it probably hasn't cut through. No, but that's good, because I didn't want to cut my ruler. So now I can cut this bit off. Yep, cut that bit off. Don't forget to round the corners, Dave. Didn't forget to round the corners. Woohoo! I think I would have preferred it if it was, you know, these kind of drawn images. And it might just be that it needs to be aged up a bit, do you know what I mean? So, grungified before my eye says, yes, I like it. Aye. Make sure we catch those edges. Get all of that glue on. Nice and sticky. Nice and sticky. Stick it on here. Manchmal. Oh dear. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Germany and only be able to say manchmal. Sometimes. Thou ist mein Mann. So where is my husband? Manchmal. So I'm not going to make any sense whatsoever, but you know.
So you're going to go to Germany and look for a husband? Where's my husband?
Where is my husband? Yes. Where is my husband?
Come all this way, give me one.
Yeah. Is that not what happens? Is that when, as you cross the border, they just issue you with a husband? Because it'd be useful if they did. What do I want on here? Could I call it plant care and have that on the front? Don't really like that picture though, that's the thing. Pronouncing dictionary. Oh, that's useful. Brian's choking in the background. Troubles. Do I want this on here? You know what this is going to be. It's going to be a case of me taking 4 hours to choose a picture again. The flowering shrub expert. I quite like that, but I don't like the bit at the bottom, so I could put that on with something else, couldn't I? Or I could put a pocket on the front and then... find a nice picture, Dave. Oh, I love fuchsias. Quite an interesting book, actually. Now I've cut it to pieces. I used to have a book like this. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, we just want it finished now, don't we? So I think I want this flowering shrub expert. So I'm going to have that on there. So I need to cut it down. I want that. I'm going to cut those lovely accurate measurements again. Just put your nail in it. Although I was thinking maybe if I used a pencil, maybe I'd get a better line, and I wouldn't go, "Where's that line?" About there. So I'll cut those lines off. It might be in the middle then, it might not, but we'll see. Oh, I just want to put this out there. Statistically, this is not a sexist thing, but I'm talking about statistics. Women are better drivers than men. They are safer, they have less accidents. That was nowhere near in the middle, but hey. too much. So, and then if I have, let's just cut a couple of these out. I think I know what I'm going to do on the front. So, cut this bit off. I really hate this trimmer at the minute. I need to find that other blade. Anita Find. That's not my name. Anita. Anita Find. Oh, there you go. There's another drag name for you. What's your name? Anita Find. To go with Rusty Patina. So, no, Rusty Patina was my drag name. Salvage Patina is Tim Holt's Tim Holt's drag name. Savage Patina. Yeah. Anyway. Blimey, Brian, you're making a lot of noise. What's your name? Russell? Rustling in the background. See, I've always liked that, rustle. Why would you call a child a noise? Oh, because I guess they're noisy. So I think I might have these overlapped like this as the front, as a frontage. I'm sure I didn't get that with a wonky edge, but it's not that. Put that here, that there. Yeah. I'm annoyed that that is not in the middle. But I just said I wasn't worried about it. I lied. I am. That's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's one of those over an inch. I really need to know what those marks are. Because it's one of them over half an inch. So it needs to be there that it's cut to. Yeah, I don't know. I can't count out loud on video. And I know that this is going to make this too narrow now for here. Yeah, but what I don't know. Maybe I could have it like that. Oh no, because it's going to go like that anyway. Maybe if we have it like that. Oh, I don't know now. It needs something here, but it needs to... Let's finish this.
You don't sound impressed.
No, I'm not impressed. Like, it was all going so well until I came to the decorating part of it, and then it was like, oh, my brain has given up. It's raining things. Hallelujah, it's raining things. What am I gonna? I don't know what to put on there now. Well, that's a good thing. Maybe I don't put anything on it for now.
Come back to it.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother putting anything on here for now. I'm just going to put this on, and then you guys can like get on with your day. So I'm sure you've got better things to do than watch me fluff about doing this. So just putting this gluey line down here. Oh, that wasn't a very good gluey line, was it, Dave? Yeah, my brain's kind of overthinking it now, and it's like saying, "Oh, I don't know," like going through the doubty thing now. So, but it's the doubt about not about the construction of the file folder, which I absolutely love, but the decoration of it. So I just want something here. So do I try and put something on here? Maybe if I put 2 of these, like I was going to do. Is it that way around? Yeah, it was that way around, wasn't it? Yeah, just cut them down, Dave. Line those 2 up. Cut this bottom. Oh, Dave, stop doing that. So, let's put that on there. You've never just put the clean water in that brush thing. He has. So I've got where my brushes go. It's vile. The water looked like pond water. Honestly, I could have had frogs growing in there. You didn't cut that off very well, did you, Dave? And if I do that, like that, and then put that on there, if I line it up, yeah, that'll do. That's so it's always like reassuring when somebody says, "That'll do." Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to use some of this glue on it to be able to do that with. Well, I will if we can get it out. Oh, hello. Too much come out there. Oh, Worcester's here. Hello, Worcester. Have you come to, like, see what I'm doing? Do you like it or not? No comment, Daddy. Just feed me. He's learnt not to get involved. Don't, not to say, oh, I like it or I don't like it. He's learnt that now. Bless him. I'll do that. Put that on here. Might need to go a bit further over, Dave. Just a tad. Maybe see all of that plant would be nice. That's not straight, is it? Is that straight? It'll do, I think. Yeah, I've got a gluey line up there, but that doesn't matter. So, and then just glue the back of this. And then we've kind of done. And like, obviously it needs a fastening, and I would suggest that you use one of those windy string things, whatever they're called. You've got 2 like kind of like discs on with a thing. Are you like? I don't know. I've given up. Can't even talk now. See, this is how my brain goes when it gets distracted. So start like can't think of what I'm doing. Oh, I didn't put the lid back on either. Oh. What else didn't I do? Nobody said anything. None of you said a word. Oh, I've just glued the wrong side. Did I? Oh well. Oh well. Never mind. Yeah, I definitely glued the wrong side. Oh, heck. It didn't do very well. Oh, Dave. Go on, all say it all together. Dave. Oh, great, Dave. There we go. Put that on that. There's my card. Oh. There we go. So, what we've got. And I was, one of those things where you put a rivet in and you do that. And I would suggest that that was your kind of like your, fastenings. You've got a tag here, which we haven't done anything with the tag, but you've got pockets here. Yeah, we've got a pocket here. And then we've got a pocket on the back, which we haven't decorated. But we also have this that we can turn into a card that goes in there, a tag that goes in there, and you decorate it how you like. So that's your folio made from a file folder. So another folio file folder folio. Yeah, that one of them. It's one of them. So there we go. So that's what we've made, and we didn't have a lot of waste from it, did we? Oh, I haven't put me little. I'll do that while I'm talking. We haven't had a lot of waste left over. We have used up a book that we might not have used in any other way, and we've created a nice little collection of things. Pockets, not things. That's what things are in this case. Things are, the word thing is interchangeable with lots of things. So there we go. Got a little pocket with a little tag with a pocket to go in one of the pockets. So there we go. That's our. Oh no, it goes that way around. That's our file folder folio thing. File folder folio thing from one file folder. I couldn't think what they were called. Document wallets, I think they're actually called, Brian. So
not in the craft world.
Not in the craft world, no. Document wallets. So there we go. So hopefully, you feel inspired to make one better than me. Hopefully you feel inspired to make something, and that you're gonna look at things in a different way. Pick up a file folder and think, what can I do with it?
Penguin.
Yeah, or pick up a penguin and eat it. So just to let you know, we don't eat penguins in the UK. We eat chocolate penguins, which are chocolate bars that don't taste of penguins. So they taste of chocolate. So they're a bit like a Tim Tam, but Tim Tams are way better. I'm sorry. Is it McVitie's that make penguins? I think it's McVitie's that make penguins. I'm sorry, McVitie's. I'm sorry to dish you. I do love penguins, but when I tasted a Tim Tam, it was like it was Tim-tastic. There you go. So just by the way, I had one of those the other day, and you can't get these in the UK as a UK thing, but this is a cherry ripe. It's a Australian chocolate bar. It's a cherry flavoured Bounty. Oh, magnifique! So
It's not German.
That's not German, no. So it was Uberlecker. Lecker is delicious, by the way. So anyway, right, I'm going to shut up. Me and my German is going elsewhere. And yeah, so I hope you might make something similar to this. So this is the prototype that I kind of made in 20 minutes. And you can do one. You can do one. No, you can do one for yourself is what I mean. So yeah, enjoy. So thanks very much for watching me. My name is Dash of Dave, also known as Crusty Moose. No, also known as Crafty Moose. I need to know how to say that in German. And it's this was my live, and which I'll upload to my YouTube channel. I hope you're going to make something, and I'm going to love you and leave you. Send you lots of kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hope you have a lovely day, evening, morning, or afternoon, or whatever time it is with you. And as I say always, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. All right, take care, folks. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Finish.